we need the reenactment for this moment.
You can do it, Adam.
Right. Now Courtney gets off.
The parents are off to the side going, why did I do this?
Okay, first of all, what time did you get there?
We got there a little bit for 8. We got there a little before 8 because they said that that's when lineup was and it wasn't going to be before that. And then I get like a tweet from Aldrin, the District 2 mayor, who I knew was going to be there, and he was like, just so you know, there's like over 200 people here already. And that was when I was in my car leaving my house. And that's
it sounded like a ton of people just ignored the rules and just showed up like hours ahead of time.
Yeah, like people had camped overnight, which I probably wouldn't have done anyways, but maybe I would have.
Yeah, it's frustrating to me. Like, I feel like the rule breakers always end up winning in the end. And that's super frustrating, but anyway. So you got there a little bit before 8. What was the whole, and people who are listening who might be going to a mall tour near them, you guys can sort of listen to Courtney's story and kind of get an idea of what to expect. So what was the process like? Did you wait in a line to get a wristband or something?
Yes, the wristbands had already been given out. There was like I think there was a guy from either the Westfield Mall or Lionsgate, and they were talking to everyone saying the wristbands have all been taken out. There's you will get in. You know, he was assuring us that we were going to get in. I guess there was like the holding area was like 700 people, so we were relieved by that. And actually, I don't think anyone didn't really get in who didn't want to, because later on in the day, the area wasn't that packed, you know, because people were coming in and out, and it was like we were there from like 8 a.m. to like 7 at night, so like that's a ton of time for people to come. You know, and a lot of people left, too. I think it might have been, like, too many people for them. And so they, like, abandoned their place in line.
And so the wristbands were for a meet and greet, but everyone else got to go to watch the Q&A.
Right. That's what it was for.
Okay. So I kind of heard that something happened while you guys were waiting around.
Yeah. That was super awesome. Because our behind-the-scenes person, one of my very good friends from childhood, Denise, who comes with us on every Hunger Games thing we go to, she comes with us. And
the legendary Denise.
I noticed this girl, and she's wearing the I'll Bake You Pies shirt from that one Hunger Games Britney Spears parody video. And then Denise goes, "Isn't that girl?" And I look, and it totally is. It's the girl from the video. And her name is Whitney, and she's super nice. And we took our picture together. And then Aldrin, a few minutes later, found both of them, Joey and Whitney, and he took their picture together, which is...
That's really cool. And if I'm assuming everyone who is listening to this has seen the I Want to Go parody, so... That's who we're talking about, and Joey is the guy that played Gale in that video. And they're both, like, kind of YouTube famous, but they seem like super, super nice people. Well, that's really cool. What happened with your sign?
Oh, this was, okay, so it was pretty crazy. Like, I didn't realize, like, how many people were there, and, like, they were all... mostly teenagers. So I think that's why it was such a mania, was because, I don't know, maybe these kids mostly were like Twilight fans and, you know, they're used to getting all like really excited about this kind of thing. And the radio station Kiss FM was there, and they were pumping the crowd up and throwing out like bookmarks or posters, and so, you know, everyone like wanted free stuff, and then occasionally they'd they do little contests to, like, get people wristbands to do the meet and greet. And it was getting closer to 6:15. It was probably like 5-something. And the dude who was doing it was like, who has the best sign? I want to see, like, your homemade sign or something like that. So I had brought my poster tube that I got at Comic-Con a few years back because there were so many posters, like, for the mall tour and everything else, so we just put them all in there. And I had also brought it in the event that we got. I brought my sign from the People's Choice Awards that we made. Tiffany and I spent 3 hours on this sign that says Jen, Josh, and Liam for all the awards, and it's for that based on that internet meme, and it's pretty ridiculous. So I like vowed that I would get that sign because they never saw it when we went to the People's Choice Awards. So it was just in the poster tube, but it wasn't obviously going to come out because we weren't going to do the meet and greet. So when the guy's like, who has the best sign, Denise was just like, get out your sign now! And I was like, oh, okay, I guess I will. So, like, we, like, wrestled it out, and I, like, thrust myself into the crowd and was, like, screaming my head off, trying to, like, get them to, like, pay attention to me. And I had all these people were covering me with their signs, which were just, like, the Hunger Games poster, the mall poster. People had just written Sharpie, like, just some random things to get their attention. But I'm like, they were covering me up, and I'm like, I actually have a sign that I made, you know. And then, like, at the very end, like, I was, like, the last sign to be picked. And it was just very quick, just like, they're just like, you go see that person, they're going to lead you over. And I go, and then I'm like, oh, okay, what just happened? And it was just, the day took a significant and crazy turn. And then we had to wait in the line at the Microsoft store. And that's when, like, I was trying to figure out what I was going to say. I was super nervous. And then, like, I try and be, like, as calm as I can. And, like, all the kids around me are, like, everyone's, like, crying, you know, in anticipation. And then I start kind of, like, visibly shaking, which I didn't think was happening. And it was just, like, my heart was beating. And then I noticed an awesome Hunger Games Xbox 360, which I was like, oh, that's so cool. Like, the store was all Hunger Games out. So anyways, I get in there, and I'm not allowed to get my personal poster signed, which kind of bummed me out. But I was like, you know, I can't complain. So basically, I get up to them, and it's kind of scary when they look at you. You know, there's so much things going on in your brain, and you're not really aware of, like, what's really going on or even what they say to you because you're so focused on what you're saying and trying, like, I guess the nerves and everything. So anyways, Liam, I thanked Liam for waving to us at the People's Choice Awards, and I was very quiet. Like, I was expecting me to be a little bit normal, but I guess that just wasn't happening. So, you know, he signed my poster. And then I told Josh that we loved her, Jen, that we loved her and that she's absolutely hilarious because I want to be best friends with her so bad. She, like, has the exact same humor that I do. So she was charming. And then I thanked Josh for hugging me at the Jimmy Kimmel. And that was pretty much it. Like, it was very short. I think it was because I really didn't know what to say to them. Like, well, I also said that we were, like, everyone was super excited about them playing these roles, and that we can't wait to see the movie and everything. So it was very short. I was very quiet. I wish I had been a little bit more normal and try and be funny, but it just wasn't going to happen. So then I go out, and then it turns out I could be in the VIP area, which is like the pit for the Q&A, which I thought was super exciting because then I could, you know, that means I'm going to be closer, and I had every intention of filming the Q&A. So I was like, okay, great, this is exactly what I wanted. I wanted to be close to the stage so I could, you know, film the Q&A.